Been having a few issues with the 79 series. It drives fine until you're on the freeway. It goes into limp mode, under load, pulling up hills, anything like that. So I just wanted to do a quick before of the issues. I've got a couple of videos of driving it. You can really hear the turbos screaming. It almost sounds like a boost leak. It's like the boost is just escaping out somewhere. It's had this boost noise for a while. Almost sort of sound, you can sort of hear it if you listen closely. It sort of sounds like a supercharger. The turbo is overspinning, just overboosting. Engine code's going into limp mode. So yeah, I'll throw those videos in. We'll have a quick look at them. Alright, welcome back. Today we're going to attempt the lengthy task of changing the turbo in the 79 series. I reckon the variable vanes are jammed. I'm getting like a P1251 code. The thing goes into limp mode on the freeway, under load, up hills, just painful. And I've checked the boost actuator, I checked the solenoid. It's all moving. It's starting to now flutter on decel, so I'm assuming that the vanes aren't moving, they're not snapping fast enough. So that's what we're going to attempt to do today. Got a new turbo here. Yeet. Oh fuck, it wasn't the fan. What do we got? Here, I'll bring camera clutch, you can have a look. Come here. Come, Trolley, come. Look at this, cuz. Oh, well, look at this. Oh, well. So we got new studs, because the studs on there are going to be a prick to get off. New gasket kit. Always change your gaskets. Bertha. Oh, bit of pre-lube. Don't forget the pre-lube. And this puppy, this is just a rebuilt billet wheel. No fucking Garrett here, mate. It's a work car. Look at these cars. Oh. Pull this out. Have a look-see. Get rid of fuck that off. It's just same size, nothing major. Little billet wheel in there. Everything's the same. Like for like with any luck, probably not. Never is that easy. So I've heard that they're a pain in the ass to get out because they're so close to the chassis and the engine, and they just jam that motor in there. So I'm not really looking forward to it. We've also got a new genuine oil feed line because it's recommended to replace those. We took the intake off during the week to clean the MAF sensor, and we found evidence of red dirt in the intake. Up to the turbo didn't look too bad. I reckon it's been sandblasted from the red dirt. Probably has a chipped rear wheel maybe. I know that's a common thing. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw it up on the hoist. You can come have a look at this. There's fucking red dust everywhere. The air boxes in these things are no good. Anyway, we'll put it up on the hoist and we'll have a look. All right, so I just took the dump pipe off, and I'm just going to show you. I think I found one of the issues, or one of the things that's gone wrong. And I'll flip it around. Have a look at this. Have a look up in here. Yeah, look. I don't reckon that's meant to have a chip on that wheel, but yeah, that's probably your one of the dramas. Got a big chunk missing out of one. Few chips on the other wheels. That was my suspected issue, so maybe I do know what I'm semi-talking about. That's obviously one of the issues. I will start pulling everything else off, all the feed lines, oil cooler lines, everything like that, intake side, exhaust side, and we'll get some penetrate oil on all the bolts and see how easy they're going to come off. I don't think it's going to be easy, but we'll try. Just going to take off all the intake side of the turbo, so this hose goes all the way up into the engine bay. Do all down here first, try and get that turbo out, and then I will go up top, pull that pipe off, probably give it a clean, and we'll go from there. We can heat shield off and see what else we can get out. Pull those studs off, try and drop him down. It's not looking good. Just disconnecting these water cooler lines and the oil return line. We'll try and get this big boy out. Alright, update. It's been a couple of hours. I'll show you what we've got going on. It's been a massive pain in the ass, but something different. Everything's disconnected, almost ready to come off. Got one bolt being bastard up the top, that third bolt, turbo to manifold. Everything else is off, returns off, supply is off, oil supply, coolant lines are there, they're just sitting there. Intake side of it's all off, all the way up to the top. So all the intake piping's off, giving that a good clean out. So I am letting penetration oil sit on that third bolt, and I'm gonna get an ugger on it. Hopefully that fucking blows that thing off. And then the fun bit of trying to weasel that turbo out, hopefully it just falls back out. I don't think it's gonna fall back out, but we'll have a look. And then it's cleaning everything up. It's currently 39 degrees. Sweating. I'll be happy to get everything out today, get it all cleaned up. Get the new turbo primed and in tomorrow back together and see how we go. All right, it's day 2. I ended up keying it yesterday because it ended up getting to 41 degrees. Everything's pretty much taken off, turbo's ready to come out. I went and got a socket set to get these turbo studs off because they were a pain, they wouldn't come off. So we'll take those 2 studs out of the manifold, out of the front, and hopefully that turbo just drops down, we can slide it out. It's probably not going to be that easy, but I'll show you what we're up to. Spin this around, and I'll just find my torch. Oh, I put it on charge last night, that's probably good. Hang on. We'll just cut all this. Oh, I didn't put it on charge, fuck! So everything's unbuttoned. Those turbo studs have got to come out. Those 2 turbo studs there. We're pretty tight in there. So I've been doing some research last night on how to get it out. There's not much information online about how to actually change them. There's a few people that have just said, I got it out without moving the engine, or I got to shimmy the engine over a little bit. It's not going to be easy from the looks of it, but apparently the turbo, you take those 2 studs off, the turbo will come down and you've got to pull it out through the front rather than the back. So we'll see if I can get some video of us getting it out. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's pretty tight in there. I'll get these studs off and we'll go from there. So just a little backstory as well. So I only bought this car about 2 months ago off a guy down in Sydney. He done the old clean everything before I come look at it. The engine bay was clean. The underneath had a bit of sort of red dirt, dusty sort of look. It was nothing bad, nothing major. The chassis had just been clean, so everything looked pretty clean underneath. 2 months later, it's starting to show some signs of red dust coming back everywhere. So obviously it's all in the crevices. So it looks a bit dirty at the moment. I mean, it hasn't had a clean in 2 months. I've been doing a bit of work out on some dusty roads, so she's pretty dirty. Yeah, so it's going in for an Arctic blast and a repaint, just for preventative reasons, because these 79 series are known for rusty chassis. Nothing major, there's no major rust spots in it. But I mean, I'd rather be safe than sorry, spend the money, get it all cleaned up. This is purely just a work car as well. It doesn't go forward driving. I've got another forward drive that we use for that. That'll be in another episode. We'll do a bit of a rundown. Probably should have made this YouTube channel when I built that car. That's almost pretty much built except for anything engine wise, and engine bay is still untouched. So we'll record that. Yeah, that's coming up, a little something spicy. So I just went down to Autobarn and grabbed some of these external torque socket set. They're 3/8, which is annoying, but anyway. So we're gonna have a crack. I couldn't get those studs off, so we'll give this a crack. Let's get in here and have a look. Hopefully they're not, I put heaps of penetration oil on them, so they shouldn't be too tight. Oh yeah, no, that's good, mate. With any luck, I'll undo this and they'll just fall out. So I'll undo those 2 and then we'll try and get this turbo out. Everything else should be good. She's finally out. It was a bitch to get out. There's the 2 next to each other. Same size. That rear wheel, there's no play in the shaft or anything. but we'll get it out. We took out that line that runs from here back around, and that made it a bit easier, and took the rear studs out. We're going to clean up all this oil, get the new one prepped and a new one in. Right, we've got the new turbo sitting in there. There's a bar to get in. You have to pretty much just twist it halfway in between the two housings, and then twist it the complete opposite way, upside down, and just try and weasel it way in there. Taking off that pipe was obviously heaps better. I'm going to do an oil change now anyway, and so it's in there. We've got to put the studs on it, put the gasket kits on it, start putting everything back together. Everything's starting to get buttoned back up. Water lines are on. Back up there, that's a pain to do, the one above the gearbox. What else? All the nuts are on. Make sure you put the heat shield back up before you put this next bit on, otherwise you will not get it on. We'll put this front shroud on, put the intake back together. We'll leave the drain off so we can flow oil through the turbo and make sure we're getting oil through the return line. This is where we're up to at the front. We've got the intake onto the front of the turbo. I'm going to run all this piping through. It's probably the last look you're probably going to get without all that piping there. But yeah, we'll get it all buttoned up. How many times can you say buttoned in one video? We've got the dump back on. That's all hooked back up. All the lines are on. Dump's hooked back on. It's all ready to go. Front side, we've got all the intake pipings back on. All the way up to the top. I haven't done the top yet. All right, so everything's back in. Except the turbo drain line, we're going to leave that off. We're going to pull the fuel fuse, crank the motor, build oil pressure in the turbo, make sure it comes out the oil drain, and we'll hook back up the turbo drain, put the heat shield back on. We're going to fill it up with coolant, bleed the coolant system, then we will let it run up to temperature, take it for a drive, throw the scan tool on, see if everything's sorted, and we'll take it for a drive. Fuse box here. This fuse box right next to the battery, pop that up. You got the everything on the back side there. So you want to take out these two 15 amp fuses, long nose. And that's for the electronic fuel pump. Now we're going to crank that, make sure we've got flow through the turbo, put the turbo drain back on, and we'll give it a first start up. And with any luck, should be right, mate. We're going to do the first start, in case it blows up, at least we'll get it on record. Alright, yeah, kick her in the guts, champ. She runs. Fuck that fan blows. Alright. She runs. I'm going to bleed the coolant. Let it run. That's alright. Let it run. Let it run. No dramas. No codes on the dash? Code? Plug the scanner in? I think it was already there. A big Aussie boy! That's over that side.
One eternity later.
Is the aircon on? Turn the aircon off. Turn that other switch. Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay, that's good. That's a different code. Go next, press the button, press side. Ah, that's because we had the thing off. Pull this sucker up a little bit. What's the fucking deep of it? Need the thermostat to open up. Oh yeah, spill it everywhere, eh? Spill it everywhere, cuz. We'll let that bleed out. She's out of the workshop now, off the hoist. We're gonna go for our first drive, see how she goes. I'm not gonna give her any berries, but we'll just see how she reacts, see if that noise is gone, and go from there. Just come. Oh, look at these guys. Look at these. They touch.
This is my GU Patrol.
Fucking bucket of shit. Oh, the handbrake works. Alright, let's have looks. Seat belts. That noise is gone. Still on cold. It's not fluttering anymore. I think we fixed there. Alright, that's it, all done. We'll bed that turbo in. I'm not going to give it anything too much till it's all bedded in. Seems to have fixed that noise on first drive. I can't hear any of that. Obviously that was from the chipped rear wheel. This is fucking GU owners. GU, fuck. I'd say it was a pretty hard job. I'd give that probably 9 out of 10. Just out of everything was difficult in it. Like all the intake piping, getting it off was a bastard. The pipe work from the turbo to the intercooler is a pain. Everything's a pain. Everything's just buried in there. All the lines. You can't get the turbo feed line off from the turbo. You've got to pull it off from the block. We just replace it anyway, it's probably easier. Getting it back on is even worse. Trying to, how they've run everything, like they've just notched out the intake piping because the chassis rail's there. The turbo to intercooler is just, you just have to jam it down there. Massive pain in the ass. We didn't have to move the motor or the gearbox. We didn't have to remove any actuators or anything off the turbos. I didn't want to stuff around with that. So the turbo stayed as one piece. We just took that cross oil cooler line, I think it is, off the bottom of the motor. It gave us enough room to sort of jimmy it out. Doable. Took like pretty much 2 days, but I was doing something on a mate's car as well. So we're doing a bit of everything. Time consuming, very time consuming. Now that I know how to get everything off and get it out, I probably would be a bit easier. I just tried to sort of leave the heat shield in there and take as little as I could off, but you couldn't. You just had to take everything off. So much easier. There's no room to get it out the back way. You've got to pull that turbo out through the front. I tried to film a bit of it. I didn't film as much as I should have. Just a lot of swearing, so that wouldn't have even made it. And yeah, it was just a lot of dicking around trying to get it out. But it's out, new one's in. That intake pipe from the airbox all the way down to the front of the turbo, that's got to go. There's no way you can fully clean those out. They're ridiculous. They're shit anyway, they're restrictive. The airbox has got to go. So we've got a little bit of work to do on that. That we'll make a few more videos out of. And then the 80 series, that is almost finished build, but we're going to do something with the motor in that, so that'll be interesting. It's got a HZ in it at the moment. I'll do a little rundown on that. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope this might help some people out. If you've got any questions or anything that you would do differently, put them in the comments. I'm not a mechanic. We do all our own work on our own cars. I don't claim to be a mechanic, but the only way you learn is by doing it, so have a crack. There's not that much information on anything to do with 79 series, especially turbos, online. So this might give you a little bit more detail. Maybe if you're having issues with it, you might have something similar. If you look at, you might be able to hear something, or you might be getting the same codes, same fluttering or something like that. Hopefully it can help someone else out. Yeah, more to come, and yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, as everyone says. Peace.